Inspired by Technoblade's Potato Wars, I gathered 5 other Minecraft YouTubers into a private server, locked them in for a week, and forced them to grow as many carrots as physically possible. Each team of 2 players started with a single carrot, and my team managed to turn that into almost 300,000 carrots. We actually managed to beat all the other teams combined, and multiplying their carrots by 15. So I figured I'd give some tips on how to improve your Minecraft carrot farm. So let's start with the basic farming mechanics here. The first thing that everyone should know is that having water near your farmland causes the plants to grow faster. The water affects all farmland at or below 1 block of its current level within 4 blocks in each direction. That means you could plow a 9x9 block space with water in the center, and everything around it will be irrigated. Then you do the exact same thing 4 blocks away from that to produce another 9x9 area. Now you have a 9x18 area, and so on and so forth. Everybody knows that. Next, crops require a light level of 9 in order to grow, so they can be planted underground or in some sort of a structure without direct sunlight, as long as that area is bright enough. You'll notice that we placed a ton of torches and other lighting in order to keep our light levels high enough. Now if it's too dark, you won't even be able to plant your seeds, so this is something you need to be aware of, and especially if you want things to grow quickly. Another interesting fact about crop growth, and this is especially more relevant for smaller farms, is that your plants will actually grow faster if you space them out into rows. For example, you can plant all of your carrots in one line, then do a line of potatoes, and then do another line of carrots. Doing this actually doubles their growth rates. Now, we didn't want to do that in our farms because even having double growth rates, but only having half the space being dedicated to carrots, it ended up canceling out the benefit, and we would actually spend more time separating the crops, especially when we were planting and going through storage, so overall it would have been a net loss for us. However, if you are playing survival and you just need food, then this is definitely going to be a great way to grow that food more quickly. You can use bees to pollinate your crops so that way they grow faster, kind of like bone mealing them. Place beehives near the center of your farm and plant flowers along the outside. The bees will go to the flowers and then drop pollen over your crops as they return back to the hive. I would suggest enclosing the entire area if you're going to do this because your bees will escape. Now, if you can't find any bees, there's actually a chance to generate them by planting a sapling 2 blocks away from a flower. So you're going to have a sapling, an empty block, and then a flower. Your spawn rates for this aren't super high, but it can be a lot faster than trying to find natural beehives. Then you wait until night for the bees return to their hive, or do something to light a fire underneath it, and then use an axe with Silk Touch in order to pick up the hive with all the bees inside. Do not do this without Silk Touch. And then you can place the beehive wherever you want. You can also breed more bees by holding a flower and right-clicking on 2 bees. That will give you a baby bee. And finally, you want to find yourself a good hoe. We got lucky and managed to enchant a Fortune 3 hoe in the last couple days of the challenge, which of course we turned into a netherite hoe. Now, the math behind Fortune works on carrots and potatoes is a little tricky, but basically every time you break a fully grown carrot plant, it has a chance to drop between 1 and 5 carrots. Now with Fortune, you have a chance of it dropping an additional carrot per level of your Fortune enchantment. So, a Fortune 3 hoe has a chance to drop between 4 and 7 carrots instead of the average of 3. We actually saw an average drop rate of 6 carrots per plant, which increased our output by about 100%. Now, taking all these mechanics and turning them into an actual farm was pretty straightforward. We built 3 large floating discs, mostly just to avoid issues with mobs, and we planted a ton of carrots. We also farmed bees on one of the discs in order to speed things up even more. And while one player was planting and harvesting, the other would go out and gather the materials that we needed in order to maintain our flow. We did this for a week straight, and at the end of our challenge, it came time to count. So as you know, a shulker box has space for 27 stacks of items, 3 rows of 9. Each stack of carrots is 64 carrots, so that's 1,728 carrots per shulker box. We had 169 full shulker boxes, which amount to 292,032 carrots, plus an extra 5 stats, giving us a grand total of 292,352 carrots. Now, a couple of points before ending this video. First, I have to give a huge shout out to my teammate Oso King. He was the engine behind this machine. My job was simply to keep him happy and fueled. And of course, we could not have one without his efforts. Next, I'll post some links to some of the other videos made by other YouTubers that participate in this challenge, if you'd like to see how they built their farms and their reaction to our mountain of carrots. There was a lot of focus on bone meal production with the other teams, and they came up with some really clever ways of farming it, so I definitely recommend checking those out. And finally, I'm looking for ideas for the next challenge like this, as well as more participants. I'm thinking it would be fun to do like rotten flesh to learn how to create different kind of mob farms, or maybe villagers in order to get into villager breeding, or we can just see who can collect the most experience, and that can be based on any or all of those things. So let me know what you'd like to see next, and if you're over 18 and would like to participate in one of these things, leave me a comment below. If this is your first time here, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we're going to start streaming some of this Minecraft content on Twitch, so if you'd like to participate in that, then definitely come and visit. Links and everything are in the comment section below. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you in game.